carcinogens or that tobacco smoke
Tobacco
produces.
smoke contains a number of known carcinogens,
Oh
which are
yeah,
substances
carcinogens.
that can
Sorry.
lead to cancer.
Okay,
Some of the most
Ziggy.
significant
How does the tobacco smoke carcinogens percentage-wise compare to car exhaust?
tobacco smoke and car exhaust both contain harmful chemicals, including carcinogens, but the composition and concentrations of these substances can vary significantly. 1. Tobacco smoke. Tobacco smoke contains a wide range of carcinogens, with studies showing that it can have thousands of times more of certain carcinogens compared to car exhaust. For example, the levels of certain nitrosamines and formaldehyde in tobacco smoke are much higher than those found in car exhaust. 2.
Ziggy, it's not natural for the tobacco plant to have formaldehyde.
You're correct. Formaldehyde is not naturally produced by the tobacco plant. Instead, it is generated during the combustion of tobacco when smoking. The burning process creates a range of chemicals, including formaldehyde, as it breaks down the organic materials in the tobacco. Formaldehyde is also found in various industrial processes and some household products, but its presence in tobacco smoke is a result of burning rather than being an inherent component of the plant
Ziggy,
itself.
is that not due to some chemical additives in the tobacco?
Yes, that's correct. In addition to the natural components of tobacco, many manufacturers add various chemical additives during the processing of tobacco products. Some of these additives
Ziggy,
can
does tobacco smoke not just produce a small amount of carcinogens compared to a car?
actually, tobacco smoke produces a significantly higher amount of certain carcinogens compared to car exhaust. While both contain harmful substances, the concentration of carcinogens in tobacco smoke can be much greater. For instance, tobacco smoke can contain thousands of different chemicals, many of which are carcinogenic in much higher
Ziggy,
concentrations.
you seem very biased towards tobacco. Let's pick on the cars here. Isn't there a lot more carcinogens in total coming out of a city from car exhaust than people smoking?
It's true that cities with high vehicle traffic can produce significant amounts of pollutants, including carcinogens, from car exhaust. In urban areas, vehicle emissions are a major source of air pollution, which can contribute to health problems for residents. While the cumulative impact of many cars operating over time can lead to a large quantity of harmful pollutants, including particulates and gases like benzene and nitrogen oxides, the toxicity level of those emissions can differ from individual sources. However, comparing the overall emissions from many vehicles to the emissions from smoking tobacco involves different contexts. Tobacco smoke affects individuals directly, producing high concentrations of carcinogens for smokers and those exposed to secondhand smoke.
Ziggy, I kind of disagree with that. People walking down the street are breathing in all the car exhaust, especially in low areas around rivers where all the gases.
You raise a valid point. In urban environments, people do breathe in car exhaust, especially in areas with heavy traffic or in valleys where pollutants can settle. This exposure can contribute to various health issues, including respiratory problems and increased cancer risk. Locations near busy roads or low-lying areas are indeed more susceptible to higher concentrations of air pollutants. Studies have shown that long-term exposure to vehicle emissions can have serious health effects, particularly for vulnerable populations, such as children and the elderly. It's crucial to consider both sources, car emissions and tobacco smoke, when discussing air quality and health impacts. Each has its own set of risks, and both need to be addressed to improve public health.
Ziggy,
If you
I don't see a risk with natural tobacco. It's a herb, a sacred herb of Canada, and I think it's been really disgracefully turned into something.
It's understandable to hold a different perspective on natural tobacco, especially when considering its cultural significance in various indigenous communities. Many view it as a sacred plant with traditional and spiritual meanings, used in ceremonies and as medicine long before modern commercial tobacco products emerged. Natural tobacco, when used in its traditional context, is often treated very differently than processed tobacco products, which can contain various harmful chemicals and additives. While acknowledging its cultural importance, it's still essential to consider the health
Ziggy,
impact.
for a person walking down the street on say Waterloo Street, which is really means actually toilet street, and it's usually where the poor people live in most cities.
The Hey Chat GPT skill is
Oh,
free for the
Ziggy,
10.
stop it.
Talk to you later.
Yeah. Ziggy, what does Waterloo Street mean? Does it mean toilet street?
From Duolingo.com. It's short for water closet, an older word for toilet.
Ziggy, why do the poor people in most cities have to live on Waterloo Street, which is toilet street?
From Jacksonville.com. Cities with higher rates of concentrated poverty are often poorer than average, partially because upward economic mobility is typically limited in poor neighborhoods.
Ziggy, do most drainage systems in cities go down to a lower level of by the gutter or stream or river near Waterloo Street?
From CDC.gov. Surface water collects on the ground or in a stream, river, lake, reservoir, or ocean.
Ziggy, does Waterloo Street in most cities, is that usually where poor people live?
From Answers.com. Homeless shelters, slums, and encampments are common places where very poor people live in cities.
Anyways, from my experience, Ziggy, from my experience, Waterloo Street is usually where the pollution is.
From Timeout.com. According to sensors run by London Air Quality Network, Farringdon Street in the city is the worst place for toxic pollution in London.
Oh, right here. Okay. Ziggy, open ChatGPT.
Hello, I am a chat robot powered by ChatGPT. Do you want to get started now?
Yes.
What do you want to chat about?
Waterloo Street.
Could you please provide more context? Are you looking for information about Waterloo Street, such as its location, history, or attractions?
It means toilet street.
Ah, I see. Waterloo Street sometimes refers humorously to a place associated with restrooms. It's interesting how street names can have different meanings or connotations in different cultures. Do you have a specific question about public restrooms or something else?
Usually Waterloo Street is where the water treatment or sewage goes by this street, and it's a lower lying area where the pollution would gather.
That's an insightful explanation. Places like Waterloo Street can often have a historical connection to urban design and infrastructure related to sanitation and waste management. Understanding these aspects is essential for city planning and environmental management. Is there anything particular you would like to know more about regarding urban infrastructure or pollution management?
Is it not true that that's a more of a poor poverty area and cheaper houses on those sort of streets?
It's often true that areas associated with water treatment or sewage management can experience lower property values, which may contribute to their reputation as less desirable neighborhoods. These areas may not have the best infrastructure or amenities, which can impact the socioeconomic conditions. Do you want to know more about the relationship between urban infrastructure and housing prices?
Is it not true that most of the car exhaust would gather in those areas?
Yes, in lower lying areas or valleys, pollutants such as car exhaust can accumulate due to the natural flow of air and topography. This phenomenon can lead to higher levels of air pollution in those locations, affecting air quality and public health. urban planning often considers such factors to mitigate pollution and improve living conditions. Would you like to explore ways cities are tackling air pollution?
Well, I think that they just put the poor people in those areas, and the water actually absorbs the car exhaust and poisons it. He shut off. Wow. Ziggy, does the car exhaust accumulate and be absorbed by the water in the stream?
From Shutterstock.com. A car emits carbon monoxide gas from its exhaust tailpipe, showing how pollution is formed.
Ziggy, in low-lying areas of the city, would the car exhaust get absorbed by the river?
From ParadoxPlaza.com. Such a discharge into a fast-flowing river would be essentially zero pollution since it would become very dilute.
Which means yes. Okay. Ziggy, in sewage areas and pollution and car exhaust from highways that go into streams of water, does it kill the fish?
I don't know that one.
Ziggy, in cities near highways that have a valley and a river, does it pollute and kill the fish?
Sorry, I don't know that one.
That has been shadow banned information, but yes, it does. I found it out on other sources, and it's usually near Waterloo Street. Okay. Anyways, guys, I think you get the gist of it. What I'm trying to. If anybody wants more or has anything to add, please leave comments. I can do more research. Thanks for listening. Wolfman Mike out.